People of MIT with us. We have department heads, lab directors, deans, and a chancellor. And in addition to those people, we do have some important people. The president could not be here, and he sends his regrets. He is off raising money, I'm sure. But he did send a video. And I'll warn you in advance, I asked him for a 3-minute video, but as you can see, it's 5 minutes and 54 seconds. And I was really tempted to edit it, but I was afraid someone would tell him.
Good evening. I'm pleased to join you in spirit for this wonderful celebration of Barbara Liskov, one of MIT's outstanding luminaries. When I arrived in Cambridge in 1980, Barbara was already a luminary, a reputation that I'm convinced she earned not long after she was born. I had the privilege of working with her for many years in a few different capacities. As associate department heads in ECS under the leadership of John Gutak, me on the E side, Barbara in CS, we enjoyed an enormously productive partnership. I think Barbara would agree, though, that every once in a while we didn't see eye to eye. As advocates for different sides of the house, when one of us won, it often meant that the other one lost. Although, to be truthful, I mostly remember losing. During that time, I developed a deep respect for Barbara's leadership, integrity, commitment to the department, and dedication to her students and her colleagues. I also came to admire Barbara's unmatched ability to spot and attract talent. She has always been a magnet for brilliant minds. And so later, when I was provost, and I decided that we needed an associate provost to address faculty diversity and gender issues, there was an obvious person at the top of my list. The only question was whether she would be willing to work with me. As Associate Provost for Faculty Equity, Barbara critically examined the Institute's practices in recruiting, developing, and mentoring our faculty, all of our faculty. She also improved MIT policies and resources for young families. Her work to make MIT a better place for women has made MIT a better place, period. And her impact is surprisingly easy to measure. For instance, a recent survey of the American Association of University Professors found that among our peer schools, MIT is the only one where women faculty are paid, on average, as much as men. That remarkable fact is largely a product of Barbara's leadership. We are incredibly fortunate that Barbara spent her career at MIT, a brilliant career that might never have happened. To make sure that she would always be able to support herself as a secretary, Barbara's father encouraged her to take typing classes. In high school, her guidance counselor advised her to become a landscape architect. Even after deciding to pursue a degree in computer science, Barbara never considered applying to MIT for graduate studies. As she puts it, MIT in the 1960s was a place where women didn't go. Today, MIT is a place where women not only go, but where they thrive and develop the skills to have a lasting impact on society. And for that transformation, we owe Barbara a permanent debt of gratitude. Let me close with a story. On a fundraising trip years ago, the person I was meeting with reached into a drawer, pulled out a notebook, and said, "I still keep my notes from the one class at MIT that opened the world to me." Of course, it was a class he had taken with Barbara. Not long after that, in a completely different setting, this happened to me again. I'd like to imagine that some of my former students saved their class notes from my fascinating lectures, but they are probably too shy to tell me about it. In all my travels for MIT, only 2 people have ever told me that they saved their notes from a particularly meaningful course, and they were both Barbara's students. I'm sure that Barbara knows she has fans, but I have proof that she has disciples too. Barbara, I want to thank you for all that you have done for MIT. As a scholar, a teacher, a mentor, and a leader, the impact you have had on our community is impossible to calculate. And winning the Turing Award was an unforgettable achievement that filled MIT and all of your colleagues with a tremendous sense of pride. I am deeply grateful for your wisdom, your counsel, and your unwillingness to settle for the status quo. I send you my very best wishes to you and your family on this wonderful, wonderful occasion.